not that one thing's more important than another, but it's actually sets the tone for the whole piece of work that you're going to do. If you don't get that right from the start, then you can lose the group. Once you've lost your group, you know, you're just wasting funding, really. You know, as everybody knows, funding's really hard to come by, and it's precious now. You know, so if you can't get funding, you need to make sure it's spent in the right way, and that's by preparation.
I think it's important from the perspective of the young person, from one, and the perspective of the partnerships, that you understand the nature of the work we do, and also some of the complex needs of the young people, that we have a bit of a picture, paint a bit of a picture before they engage with the project, so you were aware, and the more, I suppose, more aware of what behaviours can be in terms of displayed behaviour compared to what's behind the behaviour. So if we get a referral and we share within the protocols of information sharing protocols, we share some of the information of the young person, so you have a greater understanding of that young person and how they fit within the group.
I think in a lot of the work I've done, the partnership role has been one where they'll give you information about the young people, so you're up to speed on that before the session begins or before the course begins. What's really useful and what's been really important is having that individual information for each young person, and in some cases that takes the form of a risk assessment. In some cases it's more just some guidance on what works with that young person, what doesn't work with that young person. As well as individual information, the group information is really important as well. And if you can get ahead on what the dynamic is before you start the session, before you begin, then that can really help you avoid problems, avoid things that might have been a problem, and already be on top of that.
I think it's really crucial, really, to get the shared vision between the musician and the youth workers. And I think it'd be good to kind of have, which it hasn't been done, and it's an idea possibly to kind of link in a few of the young people. So it's kind of grassroots, you know, so they're sharing what they want to do, what they want to learn. Music is quite wide, so, you know, and young people be interested in different forms of music, you know.
I think it's very important when working with challenging groups to meet with partners. One, to get an insight into what the challenges are actually with the young people. If you're going to do a session with a youth group or whatever, you would expect the youth workers to know the young people quite well. I also think it's really important that you both know what the aims and objectives of the session are.
I think one of the strengths of what we have is understanding that you've come along and you've actively sought what we do, what our role is, the nature of the work we do, safeguarding, child protection procedures, any disclosures. We've actually shared that from there, so we have a level playing field to start from. We can do that week by week, so it's important to have that discussion beforehand, because each of the individual young people's needs are different. But I think the partnership strength in that is that you have an understanding, and you've also, I believe, skilled us up as well, because we can now use some of the ways of working, garage band, guitars, recordings, in our day-to-day practice. So it's been a sharing of experience, really. And